Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Musey's Modern Dreadfuls. And I do hope you are having a fabulous day or a good evening. Okay, so I want to tell you to please subscribe, hit the bell, all that YouTube jazz. But seriously, do subscribe, hit the notification bell, because on this channel, that means there's a new story for you to listen to. Okay? And make sure you have your beverage, kick off your shoes, get comfy, because we have a short but excellent story for you today from someone I work with, have worked with, and will work with more because I really like her stuff. Her name is, on Reddit, tinycashier. And you know how Reddit is. It's one word. And now that you have your beverages, you're kicking back, you're relaxing, you're comfy, let's start in 5, 4, 3, 2. The title of the story is Exploring Gone Wrong. Action. All I remember is the vehicle breaking down in the middle of nowhere. I must have blacked out after that. When I awoke, I found myself strapped to a metal surface. I could see strange creatures moving around me, speaking in some kind of language I did not understand. They keep me here. I was just exploring a little, but now I'm stuck here with these monsters. I know, I shouldn't have gone alone, but I just couldn't wait until morning. I made a huge mistake. They perform all kinds of awful experiments on me. When I first got here, they examined my entire body. They checked my eyes, my blood, everything. I felt like a freak, but they seemed very impressed with me. Like they'd never seen someone like me before or something. After some time, they left me laying there by myself for what felt like an eternity. I was so scared of what they would do next. I couldn't even sleep or rest at all. Most of the time, I'm alone. But every now and then, one of them comes in and pokes me with a very sharp object. I squeal in pain, but the creature doesn't seem to care at all. After that, I feel all numb and dizzy. I think it's their way of making sure I can't escape. These cruel monsters will do anything to have me here. In the distance, I can make out voices. One of them sounds like the old technician from my job. He went missing a while back, and no one knows where he's been since then. This explains why a vehicle was missing from work that day. It's unfortunate I had to find this out this way. I wish I could save us. My plan is to escape, but I heard the technician rambling about it being impossible. Not even the monster can leave. It's against their work policy, whatever that means. I'm so dizzy, I can't even think clear. All I want is to go home. I never should have left. It was a mistake not telling anyone where I was going. No one will ever find me here. I'm stuck here, suffering these excruciating experiments and the growing feeling of madness filling me. The only clue to where I am is the code written on the monster's uniform. AREA51. And that was Exploring Gone Wrong by tinycashier. And since we have a little time, I like to, if I'm gonna have you relax with me for, I don't know, a story, I like it to be at least 10-15 minutes. So I'm gonna throw in, from the same author, tinycashier, a couple of her really short 2-sentence horror stories, or horror, as I like to say online, because otherwise it sounds like you're saying Lady of the Night. Anyway, you'll get used to my personality, I promise. This first 2-sentence horror story by tinycashier is pretty self-explanatory. I won't give you the title because it's part of the story. No man in my family has ever lived longer than 54 years. Happy birthday to me, I think, to myself, before pulling the trigger. Also by tinycashier. Every time I blink, she crawls closer to me. I thought slicing off my eyelids was a great idea, but it turns out she was just tricking me. And again, from 2-sentence horror by tinycashier again. I'd had an uneasy feeling throughout the day, as if someone was watching me. It wasn't until I laid down in bed to face the ceiling that I saw her. Okay, you guys. Because that one was so short, I thought it was longer when I first mapped it out, but you know, sometimes you calculate it wrong. I hope you enjoyed the short story followed by the 2-sentence horror stories, all by Reddit user tinycashier. She's awesome. She's fun to talk to. So if you are in the mood to read, check out some of her stuff. It's pretty clever. It's all clever. And I prefer to read the shorter stories than a bunch of 2-sentence horror stories. But I don't think the 2-sentence horror stories get enough love. So maybe I'll start adding a bonus 2-sentence horror story at the end of my longer videos. Would you guys like that? Tell me in the comments down below. All right, you guys. I will try to keep in touch with everyone. I'm sending this off to my editor So I might already be back in town by the time you get this. But just so you know, my family is going on a brief vacation before my kids are in elementary school. And because I have little kids, because I'm still young yet, what can you do? If they could be teenagers now, they would be, because it gets very frustrating when your husband travels a lot. And anyway, see, I told you I'm way too sociable. So we're going to be out of town for a while. I do have my editors looking after my page and uploading things. But if there's any problems, I'm sure they will contact me. I'm just not sure how good my internet will be, because we're going to the shore. I mean, way out. So, and it's beautiful. Actually, it's where I had my honeymoon. So there you go. In the meantime, I thank you all for coming by and for subscribing and for leaving comments. And I don't know when I will collab with the fabulous doctor again, meaning Dr. Creepin. I do have a doctor appointment today, but not with Dr. Creepin. But hopefully it will happen, and sooner rather than later. But hey, he's a very popular guy. What can you do? And I thank you, doctor, if you're listening, for being the one to introduce me to the YouTube creepy world. Anyway, okay, I must have low blood sugar. I'm out of here. I will talk to you guys soon. And remember, twice weekly uploads. But I may link my Patreon from Muse Ingenue to Musey's Modern Dreadfuls and upload bonus videos there. See if I could set up a Discord server, etc., etc. So things are growing still. Okay, I will talk to you soon. Stay spooky and hydrated and comfy. Bye now.